This is my Xtreme collection log account. Starting on a fresh account, I've been leveling up my stats by completing collection logs one at a time, and only being able to keep items obtained from these logs and nowhere else. I'm also an Iron Man, so this means no trading with other players or using the Grand Exchange, but I also can't pick up or buy items, with a couple exceptions. My final goal is to complete the Slayer collection log, with all the items needed coming from the collection logs I have previously completed. Now join me as I do this one log at a time. Previously, while trying to complete the Obor collection log, I accidentally started the Scotizo log. That will take me 2,000 plus hours to complete if I plan out a route, or 5+ years to go on drop rate if I start it right now with my current gear. So that grind is on hold for the future. Then I got 65 attack and strength and finally finished the Obor log, and that takes us to now. This episode, it should be pretty obvious what log I'm going for. It's the Giants Foundry log. Yes, I know you expected the Cyclops grind for the defenders, but that will happen. I plan to do the Giants Foundry log for a few reasons. First of all, I want the smithing levels to create mithril armor so I can use that armor for warrior tokens for the defender grind, since I plan to do that after this log. But this log also gets me something else. That is a better weapon, being the Colossal Blade. This weapon is going to be the best in slot for some future logs that I have planned, and a great upgrade over the Baronite Mace. But to finish this log, I need a lot of bars. From my estimates off the wiki, I'll need about 4,300 steel bars and 2,100 mithril. I need an extra 150 myth ore, about 8,400 more coal, and 4,300 iron ore. To get the coal and iron, I plan to temple trek and get the iron and coal reward from it. I estimate I'll get about 200 iron ore an hour and double that for the coal an hour. So this is going to take me over 20 hours of trekking just for the ore needed. So let's get started and be officially locked to the Giants Foundry log. So I just completed 1 hour of doing easy tracks, doing Route 2, and just got under 250 iron ore in the hour, which, if I keep this pace up, it would take me just a little over 17 hours to get all the ore that I need. I'm gonna try doing an hour of Route 3 treks now and see if it is a substantial increase in ore an hour, or just doing the more chill Route 2 will be better. And that is 1 hour of Route 3 done. With this token, I will now have 690 iron ore, and if we take off the 246 I had previously, that means I got 444 in 1 hour. So yeah, the hardest route is the best way for me to go by far. If I can keep that speed up, it will make this only a 10-hour grind. There we are finally, with that last temple track just there and this last reward token going straight into iron and coal. I am now over 4,300 iron, which hopefully will be enough. I don't have high hopes because I think I will stuff up some swords and I'll probably need to come back for a bit more, but that should be fine. It was actually not too bad doing this time as well, because the minigame was kind of glitched, and half the time I didn't, well, not even half the time, it was about 80% of the time I didn't have a follower. So the guy wasn't following me, so all the events were safe and he couldn't die. And I wasn't getting the Kraken event when I was doing the Route 3, which you usually almost always get it. So that was speeding things up since I wasn't getting that. So that's probably why I was getting close to 400 iron ore an hour. Without that, it probably would have knocked me down to about 300 and would have been slower. So that was pretty good timing. I think the glitch is because at the moment there's a glitch with pets not following you as well. So I think the not following you for the guy as well was helping me out not getting the Kraken event. Because on the map when I was doing the trek, it would show up that I'd found an event, but it would just skip over it instantly. So that was nice. Now it's time to go get a little bit of myth ore from the Motherlode mine, because I need just a little bit more, because I currently have 1,900 and I think I need about 2,100, and then after that I can go smith it all to bars. So let's go get that done. Before we get on with the video, I just wanted to mention that I've started a second channel called the OSRS Syndicate with a couple other RuneScape creators, Alonescape and Telecon. We're going to be uploading content on that pretty frequently, so make sure you go check it out with the link in the description. With that, it's all the mithril I need for now, so it's time to go to Blast Furnace and use my coal bag to make all the steel and mithril bars. But just before that, I need to get myself some ice gloves. Since they are a quest item, they are all good to obtain with my rules, so they will massively help me with Blast Furnace and the Giants Foundry, since I won't need to use buckets of water. That's the gloves achieved, so time to head to the Blast Furnace. The Blast Furnace is going to be great for making my bars needed for the Giants Foundry. since here you use half as much coal than you usually would for a bar. A steel bar usually needs 2 coal and 1 iron, but here I only need 1 of each. The downside is I will have to pay some money for this as long as I'm using it. I have 200k in my bank, but I might have to low alch some of my rune items I got from Obor last episode. And I am allowed to use this since it is a service and it's all good with my rules. So now I'm going to sit here and get my smithing XP making these bars, and should hopefully be done in a few hours from now. That's 50 smithing. Now I'll be able to actually use up the mithril that I have in my bank. And these myth bars, along with that level of 58, is going to be the last of the bars being smelted. Now I can head off to Giant's Foundry because I'll show in my bank in just a second. That is nearly 2,200 mithril bars. I think I only needed 2,100. I'm just going to leave that 36 there because I have to pay another fee and I don't want to do that. And I'll get my coins out of here while I still have them. So let me grab them out. And then now I can head off to the Giant's Foundry. Just before I start that grind though, I'm just going to have to finish the quest. So I'll go finish that and then we'll start working on it. There we go. That's the Giant's Foundry completed. An extra 6,000 smithing XP, which I don't think got us a level, but that is now the quest completed, and now it's time to completely farm out this minigame for all the points I need to buy up all of the top items you see in here. I will also be purchasing the molds in here as well because these will help me with the minigame. So I'll be doing the molds first, and I'll be going by the wiki of what ones it says to buy first as well. So the first few points I get will be spent on molds, and then after that I'll be going for the collection logs after that, starting with the Smith's outfit. So time to finally start doing this minigame and use up the steel and myth bars I got. The Giant's Foundry is a place where you make swords for Kovac, where he will grade them and give you a score based on the points that it was worth. The points are based on what molds for the sword you used, and you get more points the higher smithing level you are because you can buy better molds from Kovac from the currency you earn here called Foundry Reputation. The molds will be what I'll be getting first, since it means I'll get more points per bar even though they aren't on the collection log. It is still worth it. The wiki has a great table for what order to buy them in for your smithing level with maximizing points in mind. Next, the collection log items. From top to bottom, we have the double ammo mold. This lets you make cannonballs twice as fast. Next, there's Kovac's Grog, the only item that can be bought on the GE and boosts your smithing level by 4. The smithing catalyst, which makes it so you don't need coal at a furnace and doubles the XP making bars. The ore pack gives you a random assortment of ores with the chances of the ores shown on screen. Then we move into the smith's outfit. This is a smithing outfit that might be the least known and least gotten one. Each piece gives a 20% chance to speed up an action performed on an anvil by 1 tick, and it also gives a 20% chance to give increased progress while making swords in the Giant's Foundry. Each piece adds an additional 20% chance, adding up to 100% for the full set. So basically halving the time you need to smith on an anvil, and speeding up the foundry a lot more. I should also mention that the gloves can be combined with the ice gloves to make them Smith's Gloves Eye. Then there's the Colossal Blade. This is a weapon that holds similar stats to a barrel chest anchor, and unlike other two-handed weapons like the Dragon Two-Hand, it is 1 tick faster. It also has another feature that lets it do extra damage to larger enemies. With enemies that are 5x5 tiles wide, it gives an extra 10 max hits. So it's incredibly good, but that's everything, so it's time to fully get this grind underway. With that 4th sword completed, now I have enough reputation to purchase my first mold. I am using the wiki to tell me what the best mold for my account's level is, and that is the Flamberg Blade. So now that I have gotten this, I'll be getting more experience per hour if I get commissions that will use this mold, plus more reputation per hour. That's 60 smithing. The XP from the swords is coming in really quick, so I'm excited to see my final level after the grind. Just grabbing the next mold for the grind, and it's going to be the serrated tip, which gives me a massive amount of points if I get a light sword commission. Alright, so this is the last mold that I can currently buy with my smithing level. It only requires 51 smithing. It's kind of the least useful for the amount of types it gives here. The other ones all require higher smithing. The next ones I can use are at 69 smithing, and then 70, and then all the way up to 79 and 80. So I'm going to buy the Defender's Base now and unlock that. And then I can still purchase these ones without the smithing level, but I can't use them until I get the smithing level. So I will purchase them before I get the smithing level, and then after that I can start purchasing all the other items on here, and then we'll be done eventually. There we go, with that sword being handed over now, and me starting another one. That's 70 smithing now, so now I can make some adamant. And in the future, I'm pretty certain I'm not going to have enough steel and mithril bars now to finish off the grind, because it seems like I'm getting about 110 reputation per sword, and I have about 3,400, so I've used about 1,000 steel so far, and I calculated based off getting 145 reputation per sword, because that's what the wiki said, but the wiki calculated off having all molds and having a higher smithing level, so that has kind of screwed me over a little bit, so I will have to get some more bars for this grind. But one other thing I can do right now is buy this mold right here, and that is all the molds bought. I know 2 of them are useless, but since I was low smithing, I did end up having to use them, so they weren't actually useless. But yeah, now I have all the molds. I can't use all of them until I think 81 smithing is the last one. But now it's time to work on the collection log, and all these items in here are the part of the collection log. The things I'll be going for first is obviously the gloves, and then just buying the set in the cheaper parts, because once you have the full set, everything gets sped up by 20%. So that should be really good to have. But now I'll make swords for a very long time until I can afford these gloves. Okay, so it's been a little while since the last clip. I am now up to 73 smithing now, and I can go into the shop and you can see that I've got 3,700 foundry reputation. So now it's time to buy the first actual collection log from this place. Granted, I could have bought these ones and gotten 3 out of the way, but I think I'll leave these ones for last and knock off the items that actually get removed from the shop, because then it feels like I'm making more progress. Now I'll buy these smith gloves, and this is going to speed up my processes here by 20%. They have a 20% chance to trigger and give me extra progress, so it's going to speed everything up a fair bit. So I'll buy these, and that's the first collection log we've got from here, which is really nice. And then now I can also take off the ice gloves and use them and combine them with my ice gloves. So now I have the smith glove with the ice glove in it, and they will now work as the ice gloves for this. So obviously the gloves were the best ones to get first, because I have the rest of the graceful outfit on, and I may as well just replace the gloves first and get that out of the way. But it's always better to buy the pieces from cheapest to most expensive, because they all have the same effect of being a 20% chance to trigger. And then when you get the whole set, it's 100% chance here. So the cheapest is always the best first, and then now I can go from the rest. Granted, wearing graceful doesn't really matter here as well, because at the end of each sword completion, you get run energy back. So now it's just time to continue on and use these gloves for the first time with the minigame and see how it goes. Now, after that sword that I just finished, I have 3,500 points again, so it's time to get the second piece of this set, and we will buy the boots and give ourselves another 20% chance to speed it up. So now it's going to go even quicker until I get the other pieces. And let me say that it definitely felt quicker with the gloves. It felt really quick now that going from the 3,500 points to get the boots. So hopefully it goes even quicker doing this, because I just need the 2 other parts, and then it's on to the quicker ones besides that. Here we go. After I hand in this sword that I have right here, that is going to get me 4,000 points, and now I can get another piece. I don't know if I want to get the top first or the bottoms. I think I might go the bottoms first, because then I'm working my way through the log kind of like this. So we'll go for the bottoms, and then we've only got 1 left, which is the top. But perfect. Now we have the smith's trousers. So just the top left now, just for the gear bonus. And then after that, we can start working on the more miscellaneous ones and then work our way towards getting the sword. But the bar situation, I'm down to 800 myth and 1,500 steel. So I've nearly gone through about 3,000 steel and the 1,300 odd myth bars. I will have to get some more bars before I finish this log. That's fine. I'll just go for as much as I can right now, and then we'll see how many I need at the end and go from there. All right, there we go. Once this sword is handed in right here, I can now have over 4,000 points and buy the last of the smith's outfit. So yeah, that's the last one. Collection log done. Let's wear that. It's such a good looking set. Let's take off the other parts of it and just have a look for a sec. It's a really good looking set. This is probably one of the more uncommon skill set effects you'll see in the game, because not that many people come here to actually get it compared to the other ones. It is actually a really cool set to have. We'll chuck that stuff back on. And now I just need to go for the sword left. So that's another 5,000. Got 7,000. We've got about 7,500 left here. And my bars in my bank not going the best. You would have seen from last clip. So from last clip, I think I've used up close to 400 mithril bars from then. So it looks like I have enough to get really close to the colossal blade, but then I'm going to need about a few more just to get the next 2,500 points after that. But it's not too horrible. I'll just have to use the rest of these ones up and then head to Motherlode Mine and stuff for a bit again. And that is now, once it comes up, level 81 smithing. So you might think 81 is kind of a weird level, and why didn't I show 80? Well, 80 didn't really unlock anything for me. It did, but 80 unlocked this blade for me, which gives me really good stats in light, I mean. And then 81 has given me the point mold. So that is the last mold. So 81 smithing is the last mold that I can use here. And I also got the spiker at 79 smithing. So 79, 80, and 81 smithing are the most important levels for here, because this means I can now use every single mold here. This commission is going to be the last one I can do right now, since I am out of bars. In the shop, I have a bit over 5,500 reputation and just need another 2,000 more to finish a log. So I'm going to go and head off to Motherlode Mine and finish off this grind with some myth and adamant bars. After 4 hours, I should have enough ore now to finish off the log at Giant's Foundry. So after I make the bars, let's finish the log. Okay, so I've just handed in my last sword, and if I go to the shop just here, you can see that I've got 7,521 Foundry reputation. I need 7,515 to finish the log. So with these 4 items up here and the Colossal Blade down here, I can now fully finish this log. So let's first buy the double ammo mold. Okay, I cannot buy the double ammo mold. I'm gonna have to go do Dwarf Cannon. Man, this really sucks. I'm gonna be right back. Okay guys, I've made a massive mistake. Having to do this quest sucks really bad for me. You might remember at the start of the video when I mentioned I was gonna do the Defender grind. Well, now I can't. I am currently 31 quest points, and this quest is going to make me go over 32 quest points and then make it possible for me to obtain a champion scroll, which is a whole nother log, and I have the chance of starting it if I kill any of the 10 enemies that drop them like giants. So instead of being able to do the Defender grind, I have now decided to do something different since I kinda have to. But I'll have that explanation for what it's going to be after I complete this log. Now with that quest completed, it's time to finish the Giant's Foundry collection log. Let's buy the ammo mold, which is going to be very useful for the champion challenge grind, the Kovacs Grog, smithing catalyst, ore pack, and finally the Colossal Blade, which is one of the sickest looking weapons in game. Now let's check the completed Giant's Foundry log. That is 9 of 9 items completed and all the molds purchased in just under 250 swords. So if you start at around the same level as me with 55 smithing and only really using steel and mithril, then you can expect to make 250 swords to finish the log with all the molds. Let me show you in my bank, I have gotten over 5.1 million gold from this grind, which is actually crazy how good the money is here. But now I can officially unlock myself from this grind. Now, what is going to be the next log I do since I have completed this one and my Defender plans got ruined? Well, I'll explain that now. The next grind is going to be the Chaos Droids. There is 3 items on the log here, which is the Elder Chaos Droid's hood, top, and bottom. All these items are a 1 in 1,419 drop chance. I am not really doing this log for the robes, but I am doing it for the herbs here. After completion, I will have so many herbs and a constant access to a source of herbs if I want to come back and kill them, since I will have greened the log. But there isn't much else to talk about, so it's time to officially lock myself to the Chaos Droids log. Now I just have to sit here with my Mage Prayer on and kill the Elder Chaos Droids with my new weapon, which can now max a 23 compared to the mace, which could max a 14. When my prayer gets low, I just have to pray on the altar, so this grind is going to be very AFK. That Zamorak robe top there is actually a really nice drop. It's pretty rare. It's like a 1 in 400 or something. It's actually really good because that's now going to be some extra prayer bonus I can have while I'm here. Now I just need to get the Zemi legs, which will also help me. But having some extra prayer bonuses here is always going to be nice. Maybe I can get 3 kills before I have to recharge my prayer now, because they have a habit of teleporting you around when you're running to recharge prayer. So this should help with that. Well, that's my first hard clue scroll of the grind. They have got a hard clue scroll drop as well. I'll have to pick it up and see if I can do it eventually whenever I get some time to open it. But there is a small chance I could complete a hard clue scroll. I think I completed a hard clue scroll on the boss account with less stats and more restrictions. We'll have to see if I can do this one. But for now, I'll keep killing it. If I can't do it, I'll drop it. But you might see a casket coming up. I couldn't do the last clue. I had to drop it on its first step. And then I got this clue and check its step, and it's literally right here. I thought this could happen as well because I noticed the hard rocks there and forgot this clue existed. But yeah, I just find it funny that the second clue I have got from here is the step for the Chaos Droids in the wilderness. But it is going to have to get dropped, so we're just going to have to try and get another one. Oh, wow, I did not expect that. I actually just got a hard casket. Kind of funny that the step was for the Champions Guild right here when I only just got the 32 quest points as a mistake. So, you know, kind of poetic. Honestly, haven't looked too much into hard clues. It's just basically what I want from it is basically what all Iron Men want. Black D'hide, Magic Shortbow, any God D'hide would be sick. So, let's just open it. Wow, I honestly cannot complain about that. That's really, really good. Whenever I get up to 70 range, I am completely sorted on the D'hide front. So that's really good. Now, hopefully in the future, I can just get myself a nice Magic Shortbow at some point. But yeah, I'm incredibly happy about that. Oh, wow, that's the first one. The Elder Chaos Robe bottoms. I wasn't actually expecting anything to come in. I am getting very close to the drop rate now, so it's nice to see it. That is one item down on the log. Let's have a look at this in just a second. So, if we find it right here, we have got one of the 3 pieces now. So, very good to have. And if I look over to the side over here, I've got 348 kills. I think on drop rate, these pieces are around about 450 each, because they're about 1,400 KC to receive a specific piece. But if you divide that by the 3 of them, it comes out to close to 450. So I got that one just below drop rate, but yeah, it was good to see a drop that was even a little bit expensive. How much was it? A good 210k. Add that in and only 2 more items to go for the log. Oh my god, that's an Elder Chaos Robe hood. I wasn't even looking at the thing. Let's quickly close the thing and grab this. Perfect. Okay, that's another good one to have. I haven't done that many kills since. I've only done 544 now, so only about another 100 or so kills since I've got it. Or maybe 200. I can't remember when I got the last one. But yeah, it's very good. Slowly making our way up on the collection log. That's 2 of the items now. If I quickly go have a look, go across the Chaos Droids, we have 2 of the 3 items. So I only need just the top now. And this is where it could get bad, obviously, because I can still get duplicates. Getting the last item always does suck, just in case I get duplicates. But we can really hope I don't, and I finish this one super early. But to go on drop rate for a single piece, it is 1,400, close to 1,500. So we'll just have to see how many more kills it's actually going to be. Okay, what the hell? Not the collection log I was expecting next at all, but that is a shield left half. Let me go out and have a look at the rate of that, because I feel like that is going to be very unlikely. Okay, the rate of getting a shield left half with no Ring of Wealth from these guys is 32,705. Man, I was not expecting that. To be honest, I would have actually have liked a Dragon Spear at 43,000 because it would have actually been useful, and I think it would have been more damage than what my Colossal Blade is, like DPS-wise. But it's a cool thing to have, I suppose. I'll need it for the future for the diary, so that's definitely a collection log. Wow, that one's definitely another drop to get the Elder Chaos Robe again. Still well below drop rate, so it's only 644 now, so it's been like another 100 kills since the last one. That's something. Could have been the end of the grind there, but I did expect to get dupes. So this is probably a bit different from what you thought would be coming next. I have a hard clue scroll, and this is currently the 3rd step right now, and I have to get in the agility arena over here, the barbarian one. So what I am going to be doing is the bar crawl, so I can actually enter there. So I'll start that off now, and then I'll get this mini quest complete, and then I can continue on with this clue scroll, and hopefully this step could be the casket. We'll just have to see. And this is going to be the bar crawl done. So there we go, the mini quest is green, and now I can enter and do this clue. That took an incredibly long time since I had to walk everywhere. So that kind of sucked, but hopefully it's worth it, and if I can complete this clue, then it will be. So let me go check really quick. After a puzzle box, apparently. Okay, we have another clue. Please be something I can do. Nature's Spirit Grotto. I can do that. Okay, let me go quickly get that one done. Okay, that step was the casket. So let's head back to Ferox and we'll open it. Obviously, from what I said last time, there's some good items. Hopefully this time, since I got the black D-hide in the last casket, I can get the magic short bow. But along with that, a blessing would be pretty nice as well. So let's see what we get. Okay, I got an ancient plate body that I can't use until I finish Dragon Slayer. I've got a rune battle axe, which I got a lot of them from Obor, and a rune kite shield that I already have. So that's whatevs, but at least they're 2 collection logs, and that's what this account is about. That's not too bad. Hopefully I can complete another clue scroll in the future, because the steps haven't actually been too bad for me. Oh my god. Okay, I did not expect to get the top. That is, really, really good. Holy shit. Okay, that's now the log completed. Wow, okay. I was just talking to this guy, and he literally just said, I said right here, he said, you're gonna be here for weeks. And I said, nah, it's not too bad. I only just need one piece, just the body. And there we go. Now I've completed the log. Wow, okay. But yes, we got it done. So if I get out of the wilderness real quick and we look at the kills over here, I got 1,122 to complete the log with a spare row bottom. So look, I'm happy. I'm very happy. This went way better than I thought it could have. It's not too bad in the end that I did unfortunately have to get another quest point and do this log instead of continuing on to get a defender. But now with this one completed, that means I'm probably going to have to go for the champion scrolls next. That's going to be really fun, but that's going to be for another episode. So let's quickly go have a look in here and look at our completed Chaos Droids right here. So now we are completely done with the log. That was very, very easy. And this is looking a lot greener now, so that's really nice. I've got, how many is that? 5. I got 5 completed logs in the other section now, and it's not looking too bad in the minigame section either. With 2 logs completed this episode and many levels gained, it's time to look towards the Champion Challenge log. But that will be next episode. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.